my name is Judi Kulus, a nurse at AANAC. I'm here today to talk about Resource Utilization Groups, or RUGs. RUGs were developed by the Center for Medicare and Medicaid, also known as CMS. RUGs are used to set payment for Medicare residents in skilled nursing facilities and swing bed hospitals. RUGs are also increasingly being used by many states for their nursing home Medicaid reimbursement payment systems. The premise behind the RUG system is that different care needs and services warrant different levels of reimbursement. Some residents require total assistance with their activities of daily living and have complex care needs such as IVs, feeding tubes, pressure ulcers, or infections requiring strict isolation, just to name a few. Other residents may require less ADLs, but may receive physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, and even restorative nursing services. Depending on the care needs of a particular resident, the staff time will be different. This is known as resource utilization. Think of it as the R and the U in RUGs. The RUG system is a case mix adjusted system, which means that the amount of reimbursement to the nursing home is based on the resource intensity of the care needs of each individual resident. The information used to assign a RUG level to each resident comes from items placed on the minimum data set, or MDS for short. The MDS is a federal mandated assessment process that captures the care and needs of a particular resident. MDSs are completed on a regular routine schedule and then they're transmitted to the federal database. Currently, the Medicare payment system uses the RUGs 4, which means it's the fourth version of the RUG system. Version 4 of the RUGs was adopted in October of 2010 when the current MDS 3.0 began. The RUGs 4 system has 8 major classification categories. They are rehab plus extensive services, rehabilitation, extensive services, special care high, special care low, clinically complex, behavioral symptoms and cognitive performance problems, and the last one, reduced physical function. These 8 major categories each have their own items or qualifiers that are required before a resident is assigned into a major category. For example, one qualifier for extensive services is that the resident is receiving tracheostomy care. Each of the 8 major categories are further divided into 66 different RUG levels based on additional items or calculations called N-splits, but more on that in a moment. Often, a resident qualifies for multiple RUG levels, but the system will assign a resident to a RUG which has the highest case mix level and is the highest payment level as well. The first N-split to tell you about is the Activities of Daily Living, or ADL score. Every major category, except extensive services, is divided by the intensity of the resident's ADL needs. There are 4 ADLs used to determine an ADL score. They are bed mobility, transfers, toilet use, and eating, which are items completed in Section G of the MDS. These 4 ADLs are called late loss ADLs because they are the ADLs where a resident maintains the function the longest, and they are most representative of the resident's care needs. Section G asks the clinician to determine the resident's level of self-performance and how much staff assistance the resident uses in the look-back period that was indicated on the MDS being completed. Once the MDS is complete, the software calculates an ADL score based on how these items were filled out. Another N-split that occurs in the RUGs 4 system is the residents who have been determined to have depression. This N-split is applied in the major categories special care high, special care low, and clinically complex. And then finally, the categories titled Behavioral Symptoms and Cognitive Performance Problems and the Reduced Physical Function are both N-splitted with the resident who receives restorative nursing services. Well, that's the skinny on RUGs. I hope you enjoyed this brief overview. For more information, check out the educational course called RUGs 4 and the MDS 3.0.